But yeah, I think everything is set up. I just gotta watch. I just gotta watch OBS to see if the webcam will gray out. So I'll just add a note saying that this is the best we can do. What you sent? Oh, you pinned. What'd you pin?
I pinned my NFC stuff.
Okay. Oh, puppy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I see him. I see him.
He stays
Hold
there.
on, hold on, hold on. There he is. I had to move the webcam a little bit. There's the Doug. Not as cute as mine, though.
It's 10 times cuter.
Dang, I wish I didn't have to move the... Actually, I can squish it. No, but then everything looks out of order.
Green 18! Green 19!
There's the snap. Fournette, the running back. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Brady to throw. Throws a deep pass downfield. Got Scotty Miller in the open. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Gresham steps away. Throwing tip! Incomplete! Rodgers spins to his left. Comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete. First and goal for the 5. Brady. Evans. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown.
But enough about our
Anyway.
enough about our bullshit with our past lives as
Enough
terrible
about us being
football
losers.
players.
All right. What's up, guys? It is me at SDS, me as in Drez, here for the Battle of the Bay podcast. Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys are having fun.
I just keep seeing in your
and-
webcam your dog trying to eat its own paw.
Yeah. She's apparently very itchy today. Wiper. Wiper. But she doesn't care that I
She's
that's- holy
too
shit.
busy. She's too busy
Too
licking
busy
her paw.
licking my paw. There she goes.
Ah!
But we are here, and once again, for the last week actually, we're going to do our record predictions, and we're going to get into it later. But I already don't feel good about at least one team's rankings that I did based on preseason. And also, little side note, in future, I might be 1 or 2 games off, depending on win-loss on both AFC to NFC. My website, the one that SDS is using, that you can probably see today, for whatever reason, mine's not working, so I have to redo the picks every single time. And so every now and then, I'm going to forget and flop. And so
I told you this for the past 2 weeks. Screenshot them so you don't forget.
well, I did, but by the time I did, I lost 2 weeks worth of individual things. I actually screenshotted the overall thing, but not the, for example, like the Lions. I don't have the Lions win in exactly which win-loss I predicted. So I know that they went 15-2, or I think it was 13-4 or something like that. I know that their overall record, but I don't know which losses. I can't remember which team I chose them to lose against, right?
Gotcha.
So there's a couple where, like for the Packers the other day, I found where there was one that I chose that was slightly off. But like I said, none of them's like drastically off. It might be one game here, one game there.
Nice pun.
All right, so are we starting with the AFC?
We are starting with the AFC East.
Okay.
But I was saying
And
by team name, it's Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots.
oh, we lost Doggo. Doggo left.
Oh,
Dog
puppy.
got sick of her shit.
It's barely even been 5 minutes. If she doesn't like it, what are the odds of actual human beings watching this?
Hey, we made this for AI anyway. This is for the AI archives.
This is for the YouTube algorithm to make me like
When
literally
Skynet takes
hundreds
over,
of
they
a
will laugh
cent.
at us.
This is for the YouTube algorithm to literally give me hundreds of cents on the dollar.
Hundreds of cents.
Yeah, literally, if you go to YouTube and you're monetized and everything, an algorithm it has amount earned and it's 0.000. So they have hundredths of a cent.
I thought you said hundreds. I was like, so they give you more than $1 for every.
No, they give you
every
times
dollar
10. They give you times 0.10 of a dollar for every view you get, I think. So meaning, like, my normal video is going to get, like, a nickel.
Ad revenue will be going off the charts today, SpongeBob.
62
right.
cents.
62 cents.
I'll take the money.
All right, so we're starting with the Buffalo Bills. Billy
Buffalo
Bobs.
Bills, correct.
I have tried to do everything objectively this whole time. Like even the Bears and the Vikings. I think I had them both at 5 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Bears have a higher ceiling, but just looking at the teams and their schedule, they have a tough schedule, right? So I have them put at 5 and 12. I could see them doing better. With the Bills, there's not going to be a whole lot of objectivity. They fucking let Worthy go to the goddamn Chiefs, and I had to watch him in a preseason game ball out. They're going 0 and they're going 0 and 18 or 0 and 17 this year. I don't give a shit.
Ultimate spite.
Fuck the Bills, dude.
If Xavier Worthy ends up panning out, I'm going to be pissed.
He is like that's the thing is like he's already popping off in the Andy Reid. I watched him do an Andy Reid route where he attacked the upper middle of the field in fucking perfect strike by Carson Wentz for a touchdown. And I was just disgusted because it was just pure talent and Andy Reid's play calling that just made him wide the fuck open.
My question is why
oh my God.
My question is why did the Bills even go for the trade? Did somebody from the Chiefs war room go to the Bills and then put a gun to Sean McDermott's head or something? That's the only explanation.
The thing is like I get that they wanted the player that they got. Like they traded down because they knew he would fall per se. Which they got a wide receiver. But why not take Worthy and then trade up instead of right? If you really wanted him that bad in round 2, don't trade with your arch rivals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
even if it works out for the Bills in the future, they have brought famine to our city, to everyone's city.
Thus say the Lord, there shall be Chiefs bullshit.
Yep. All right, let's start it.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna do the clock because I'm confident. I'm confident this week. We got this.
I hope so. We're already 8 minutes in.
All right, Bills, Cardinals.
That's already been. I mean, a lot of these are at this point. A lot of them have been picked. So.
Not exactly for me because I gotta go back through.
Well,
I'll just do a speed run of NFC stuff.
About to say, yeah, for me, I got a good chunk of these picked. The only ones not picked so far look like divisional matchups.
Yeah, I was gonna say again. I have to do some of the NFC stuff because it never fucking saves, and it takes me forever to do individual games, like quite literally forever. So I'll just do a quick fire. If I'm 1 or 2 games off, no one's gonna care too much. Like if I chose the Bears to win a game, but in a previous episode I chose the Bears to win that game.
I mean, the main thing is that you got your generals down at least. The main thing.
Yes. I have a record overall prediction, and we will have Super Bowl and Super Bowl. Now, I can't remember who I said would make it to the Super Bowl. I think I said the Lions, right? We both said the Lions, right?
Yeah, I think we both said the Lions. We'll figure that out later when we get to the playoffs, but...
All right. Yeah. All right. Bills, Dolphins.
All right. Usually the Bills. The only time they lost to the Dolphins in the Josh Allen era was that 2021 season where just everything happened.
Well, they're gonna lose 90-0 in that game. I called it. Worst loss in NFL history. The Bills. Fuck
No.
the Bills this year. They're losing to the Dolphins. They're actually getting swept by the Dolphins this year.
That's just spite. That's pure spite talking.
It's pure spite. Fuck the Bills.
Nope, I got the Bills winning this. Also, the fact that I had the Dolphins.
If you can be spiteful about the Falcons, Panthers, and the Saints, I can be fucking viciously spiteful.
I have legitimate reasoning. I have legitimate reasoning for my spite.
There's nothing more legit than the Bills giving Patrick Mahomes another fucking weapon.
Mine's more the fact that my rivals have made acquisitions that do really nothing. And the ones they do that everybody thinks are going to do something is going to backfire.
Okay, Mr. Buffalo Bills are going 13-4 or whatever you said they were going.
We'll see. We're still got to get through this.
13-4.
Yes. Right. No, we're going 12-5.
So the next, I have all the way down to the Jets because I have
Bills
the Bills losing
Jets.
to the Ravens. I have the Bills, unfortunately, beating the goddamn fucking Texans. I want to take that back, but I still believe the Texans. That's a game that I believe the Texans.
All right, I'm going to backtrack real quick. I think I will agree with you in saying that they're at least going to the Dolphins are at least going to win one game against the Bills, but that's going to be it.
Home or away? Are they going to win their home game or an away? Or
they're going to win their home games.
Okay, so the Dolphins are going to win week 2, and the Bills are going to win. I already said the Dolphins are going to sweep, so I have them already going.
All right, well, this next one versus the Jets, I have the Bills winning.
I have the Jets beating them.
Of course
I'm praying on Aaron Rodgers.
All right,
Aaron Rodgers,
do the Bills...
You must save us.
Yeah, and the next game I have here is the Chiefs game. Do the Bills once again be victorious in the regular season?
I think I chose the Bills to beat the Seahawks, but I can't remember. I won't talk too much about it.
All right, well, week 11.
Let's see. No, the Chiefs are going to win. And this is the only game I'm going to be rooting for Kansas City because I want Worthy to get 150 passing yards on them and then teabag on Josh Allen.
Damn it.
Just drag his nutsack across Josh Allen's face.
No, I need Chiefs bullshit to stop.
Yeah.
I got Bills.
Because we want it to stop. Because we want it to stop. If I turned up and I put on a Chiefs jersey, I could save the world. Anytime I root for a team, they even if they have success, they fail when it is most important. So all I have to do is just wear a Chiefs jersey, become a bandwagoner, and I've saved us all.
Okay, well, the last 3 games on here, 16 through 18, it's the Patriots twice and the Jets in the middle. No way they flop like a fish against the Patriots. No way.
Unfortunately, they sweep the Patriots.
And just to make you happy, I think the Jets will take this second matchup against the Bills.
I'll have the fuck it, Jets sweep the Bills.
Wow. Aaron Rodgers really be doing some good to you, aren't he?
It's not. This one's actually not that I like Aaron Rodgers. It's that I hate the Bills this year.
Right.
Bills are going 8-9. Bills are going 8-9, baby.
I have them. Oh, shit.
Smoking.
I have them going 12-5.
Bills are going 12-5 with one wide receiver. Come on, man. Come on.
They got rid of Stephon Diggs. Khalil Shakir is looking good. Keon Coleman, he'll do good. They still got Dalton Kincaid. They got weapons. They're not completely useless.
No, but they also lost a shit ton of pieces on defense too.
Old and banged up pieces.
I was about to say, to be fair, they're old and banged up, but what did they replace them with?
Young and fresh pieces.
We'll see, Buffalo. We'll see.
Well, that takes us to the Dolphins now.
Dolphins. Diggity, 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 Dolphins.
Okay, their first divisional matchup I have is against the Patriots.
I have them starting 4-0.
So do I. You know what?
And they're going to start 5-0 and then 6-0 because I chose them against the Colts. Too.
Nope, they're starting 5-1. I think the Patriots always end up getting like one win against the Dolphins somehow, some way.
I mean, you're not wrong. I can see it, but I can see it. I'll just say I can see it, unfortunately.
And that means
That
means the next games I have are week 11 and 12.
Let's see, LA. I can't remember if I chose LA.
I mean, I chose LA for that game.
Yeah, Raiders. Raiders is the next one.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose the Raiders on this one because as of right now, I have the Dolphins at 10-2. There's no way they're going like 15-2 this season.
Again, I believe in the Raiders this year. Minshew Mania is running high. And I believe they're going to get a few good quality wins. So I'm going Raiders here. They do not get swept by the Patriots, though.
I think they sweep the Patriots for the first time. I'm gonna go with a Patriots sweep.
The Patriots are sweeping the Dolphins.
No, the Dolphins are sweeping the Patriots.
Oh, okay. I heard that wrong. Sorry.
Jets. Oh, dude, this is gonna be. Mark my words. The Jets and the Dolphins are gonna be mired in a playoff push. They have 14 and 18.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. Those two are the only games left on my schedule. They're going to split against each other, winning their home games.
I'm going to go against you and say the...
Of course you are.
I'm going to say the Jets take the away game and the Dolphins take the final game.
All right. And that brings my Dolphins record to 11-6.
12-5 for the Dolphins.
Not bad. All right.
Not bad. I can't say that I'm super confident with my 6-0 Dolphins start. You know, this is just the overall record predictions. I think they'll be good.
Now we got the New York Rodgers.
All right. 17-0, baby. 17-0.
It's funny because I have them starting 0-2.
Yeah, I have them starting 1-1. And then now with the Patriots and then the Broncos, they will win 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy that's going to be an easy 180 on their schedule. Whoops. That means their playoff hopes for tying the Dolphins is going to rely on this Week 8 matchup versus the Patriots.
I have them winning the majority of the other games, I believe.
So you think they're going to sweep the Patriots for the first time ever? Well, not the first time ever, but for first time in a while?
I think the Patriots are going to win the first matchup. And Rodgers is going to win the second one.
You do realize if this means they're going to go 10-7 and be out of the playoffs.
For you.
Potentially out of the playoffs. We still got to do one more division, but
I have them 13-4.
I have them 10-7.
I didn't mean to be that biased, but if I look at the fucking games, so we got San Fran, which The Jets lose there. They beat Tennessee. They lose to the Patriots. They beat the Broncos. They beat the now J.J. McCarthy-less Vikings. I already had them winning that game. They beat the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Steelers, which looks a lot better now.
Mm-hmm.
I was unconfident about that. Looks a lot better now. They beat the Patriots in their second matchup. I have them upsetting the Texans, which is maybe the only one I would flip now, but
Upsetting.
I'm sticking with it. You put them at you put the Texans at 1-16. I have them at 13-4.
I have them at 5-12.
Yeah. So the Jets upsetting the Texans, right? I have them beating the Cardinals. I have them beating the Colts. I have them beating the Seahawks, which all of those are realistic as far as roster. I would say last year's Jets could go toe-to-toe with all three of those rosters on defense alone, right? Not saying that they would win. They would probably go 0-3 in those games, but they would lose 12-9, right? I have them beating the Dolphins, losing to the Jaguars. I have them beating the LA Rams, I believe. Yep. And then they beat the Bills and then lose to the Dolphins.
All right. Well, so far the Jets are at 10-7 for me, and their playoff
Honestly, I
hopes
think the
rely
Jets have
on
a pretty easy schedule.
Yeah. Well, they're at 10-7 for me, and their playoff hopes rely on the AFC West. But we still got one more game to pick, and that's with one of these games versus in the New England slate, and it's against the Chargers.
All right, so I know I chose the Seahawks and the Rams to beat the Patriots, and I'm going to choose the Chargers.
I'll say one would be stupid not to, as common as their choking is. But that brings my total records to the following. What are you laughing at?
Just say your records and then I'll say mine.
Okay. Fourth place, I got the Patriots at 5-12, 3-3 in the division. Second place, third place, the Jets at 10-7 with a 3-3 division record. The Dolphins at 11-6 with a 3-3 division record, and the Bills at 12-5 with a 4-2 division record.
Oh, I snotted myself a bit. I have the Jets at 13-4. I have the Dolphins at 12-5. The Bills at 8-9. The Patriots at 1-16, and 1-5 in the division.
What's the one game you have them winning? What is the one game?
They beat the Jets in week 3 and then lose every other game. I mean, come on. In my defense,
In your defense,
fans,
nothing.
In my defense, Patriots fans. Tell me one game you're favored in this season. Tell me one game you have the favorite to win. Even the Jets game is generous, to be honest.
That game accounts for 3 whole wins on
You
the
have
season,
to prove,
according to you.
at the beginning of the season, they're gonna have to prove to me that they actually can win football games. The previous year was absolutely putrid. I know they got a new coaching staff, they got a new quarterback, new everything. But yeah, okay. Let's move on before I have another laughing fit because of.
Okay, well, we got to move on to the AFC West. Chargers are first. Oh boy, week 1's a doozy. Fuck.
I'm going to go Chargers in week 1.
Really? You're going to have them start 3-0?
Yay, yes.
I can't trust it. I can't trust it. I haven't trusted the Chargers in years to do anything
I
worthwhile.
don't trust them. I do not trust them. I do not remember if Cardinals beat the Chargers.
Huh?
I'm just looking down at some of my picks. I can't remember. Like, did I have the Buccaneers beat the Chargers?
You better.
I'm gonna say I did, and I'm gonna say the Falcons. I had them, and I'm gonna say
All right,
I'm
then.
gonna choose the Chargers of the Cardinals. Okay, we'll just do a couple of those based on what I think right now. Just a mild opinion. All right, I got them filled out. Now, your next one is week 6, right?
4. Week 4, there's no way they beat the Chiefs. I'm sorry. As funny as it would be.
I already had that one clicked.
Week 6, I think the Broncos steal one. And then my next game is week 14.
Okay, yep. And no way they beat the Chiefs.
All right. They get revenge against the Broncos. And they get revenge against the Raiders week 18. Meaning...
I'm going to do the opposite. The Raiders get revenge on the Chargers in the last week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shock the world and pick the Chargers over the Broncos. Because I think the Broncos are still going to suck ass.
All right, well, that brings the Chargers for me at 9-8. That's kind of respectable for the first year under Jim Harbaugh. And on brand.
I hate them at 6-11. To be fair, I think they're going to have a great run game this year.
Yeah, until Gus the Bus and whatever that other running back they have blast their knee open again. Who did he even have? They have Gus Edwards, and who's the other guy? He was another Ravens running back, I think.
Gus Edwards.
I said Gus Edwards already.
J.K. Dobbins.
Thank you. And they're both from Ohio State.
That was all Madden knowledge right there.
Hold on,
They
J.K.
always
Dobbins.
go to free agency. I don't know where he went.
Yep, Ohio State. They both went to Ohio State.
You know we're idiots.
Who's we?
We are fucking idiots.
Why?
Look at the last division. We were doing it in alphabetical order. We didn't do the Broncos first. We are fucking idiots. You were like, who's this we being an idiot? And then you immediately saw what I'm talking about. Like, yep. We're idiots.
Oh, God.
Can't even defend yourself because we've both been here together.
Joy's going to watch this, see that we forgot about the Broncos, and then slap me.
Is she a Broncos fan?
No, but the person she does her Pick'ems league with is a Broncos fan.
Steve's fan?
Shut up!
Dude,
I'm tired, okay?
We choose the worst days to do these podcasts because I'm like,
Tuesdays,
every now and then I think
Tuesdays.
Like I just a couple of minutes ago was like, what am I doing with my camera? I was like leaned over, like not even like thinking about it. I was like over the corner, like
Tuesday's not a good recording
image
day.
Of me picking my nose, dude.
Tuesday's not a good Tuesday's not a good recording day because we're just not mentally with it.
I think it's great. I think it's great. You see me at peak brain rot hours. I can't remember what I did the previous week. I can't like.
All right, well,
man.
easiest picks of my life here. They'll win against the Raiders the first time. They'll lose against the Chiefs. They'll lose against the Chiefs. Raiders get revenge, and then just because it'd be funny, they win the last week against the Chiefs. Not a whole lot of thought into it.
Not a whole lot of thought. If all you Broncos fans, I have you guys going 3-14.
I have them going 4-13.
Okay, so They've
Now
shown a
the
lot of good
Chiefs.
things. I will say that about the Denver
I
Broncos.
mean, yeah,
I could see them going 500 this year as their maximum, like maybe going 9-8, like shocking the world.
Like if
But they're in a division that I think is going to be incredibly like it's going to be the Chiefs, and then everyone else is like clusterfuck fighting for spots, right? Like just the Raiders, Chargers, and the Broncos are essentially the same team.
they're
in my opinion.
murdering themselves for second place while Kansas City sits there in the seats with a bowl of popcorn.
Exactly. And I think the Raiders are the best built to win games. They're best built because they have Minshew magic, and they have a defensive line that I envy. Even though I have Rashawn Gary on my team, they
would
have a very good
love
defensive line.
if Christian Wilkins and Vita Vea were on this line together. That'd be awesome.
Oh man. Hey. I could see a world where because Vita Vea is going to stay there permanently, probably. If they don't let him walk when he gets older.
Hell no. He's going to be stapled to the Bucks until he retires. Well, I'd hope.
But hey, I could see a world where they go out and get him a Pro Bowler edge rusher with him, or someone in the middle.
Well, I mean, we already had that with Shaq Barrett before he tore his Achilles. That worked out very good.
Imagine you guys getting someone like Nick Bosa.
Ooh. But why would Nick Bosa ever leave San Francisco? He just inked like the largest contract for a defensive end.
Like, you wouldn't be getting them right now. You'd be getting him at the end of his contract when they have to pay Brock Purdy, you know?
Well, I mean, Brock Purdy's at the end of his rookie contract, so...
Yeah.
It's already been, I think...
Chase Young as well.
Years?
You could also maybe get Chase Young.
No. Chase Young is burnt. No.
He's
burnt. He's burnt, and he's from Ohio State. We don't have one Ohio State alumni on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I would like to keep it that way.
I think we extended Kenny Clark, so you couldn't get Kenny Clark.
If there's anybody coming on the open market, it's going to be Matthew Judon if he doesn't ink a contract with Atlanta this year. That's the only person I think we realistically can get next year.
Micah Parsons, maybe.
Why would he?
Years.
I don't think he'd want to come to Tampa.
I don't know if he would want to come to Tampa, but there is a world because there's like rumors that the Cowboys and and Micah Parsons don't exactly jive 100% with one another.
I wonder why with Geriatric Jones saying he's going to go all in and does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I can see a world where they sign and trade him, or trade him in his last year, or just let him walk in free agency, or something to that nature.
Well, yeah, there's a world, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I think Dak's gone.
Yeah,
for sure. I can see you guys like here's a little thing. I know this is getting off the subject, but we're doing pretty good on time here.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take a trade where you would trade at minimum Godwin? That's like the smallest player package.
Well,
right?
I mean, here's the thing with
for CeeDee Lamb.
Yes.
What about why can't I think of his name? What's your number one wide receiver?
Mike Evans.
Evans.
Would
you trade Mike Evans for CeeDee Lamb?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, just see where your headspace is. I don't think that would happen because Mike Evans.
Here's a quick thing with Godwin. He is a great receptions magnet, but recently he hasn't been able to get into the end zone. He's had, I think 3 touchdowns in the last year. One of them was in the playoffs.
Plus, straight up, you're going to pay Mike Evans. You're not going to pay Godwin. If you're
I think we still have. I think we still got Godwin under contract. Let me check real quick. I think he's still under contract for next semester or next year.
You guys got options in the future, but I was just wondering because I think there's a lot that's going to change with the Cowboys in a couple of years.
Yeah, he signed it in 2022. 3 years. It's a 3-year contract, so it's good till 2025.
Okay. And how long do you have Baker there for?
3 years.
Okay. I could see them keeping Godwin until Baker. We'll see how Baker works out.
Godwin would be gone before Baker.
Yeah, but I could see them re-signing him to a 1 or 2 or 3 year deal, maybe if he has better seasons than what he's been.
Don't get me wrong, I love Chris Godwin. He's a great number 2 receiver, and again, I'm looking forward to what Liam Cohen's going to do with him getting worked into the slot now. But about say the last few years, whether it was Byron Leftwich being ass or Dave Canales not knowing how to use him, I don't know. Either way, he did not perform as well as he did whenever Tom Brady was there.
Okay, speaking of the Bucs, did I choose them to beat the Chiefs or did I choose them to beat the 49ers?
49ers.
It was the 49ers.
Yeah, I remember that vividly, thank you.
That's why, because I knew I actually chose you to win something. And,
all right, since we're moving on to the Chiefs, Week 13, I think the Raiders surprise everybody and beat them.
I can't. I hate being this high on the Chiefs. I really do.
All right, well, oh my God, this is, dude. These are the last 2 games we got to predict because the Raiders have the exact same 2 games.
Really?
Yeah. All right, Week 8, I'll have them win at home.
I can't remember some of these picks for the NFC. All right. Well, I'm spoiler alert. I think the Chiefs they sweep the Raiders and they sweep the Broncos. And which I already chose that for the Broncos. So
yeah. All right. Well,
and did I have them sweep the Chargers too? Yes, I did. Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, this means that means it's all complete. Every single team has been predicted. Here's what it is for the AFC West. 4th place, Broncos at 4-13. 3rd, Chargers at 9-8. 10, the Raiders at 9-8, and the Chiefs at 13-4.
I have the Broncos at 3-14, the Chargers at 6-11, the Raiders at 7-10, but that might be they are probably my furthest off because I can't remember. They could be 9-8 or 7-10 because some of the NFC ones I can't remember.
To me, there's a realistic possibility they could be 11-6. There's a realistic possibility.
Yeah, I could see that as well. I could see the Chargers going 9-8. This is the least confident I am with a division in general, of all the divisions we've done, because the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Raiders are just unknown quantities to me. I don't know what the hell is going to come out of them this year. I mean, there's a lot of divisions you could say that, but them in particular is just I have no idea. So having them at 7-10. And this would be a doomsday scenario, like an absolutely doomsday scenario. But I have the Chiefs at 16-1. And there's no one that wants that less than me. There's no one that wants it less than me.
Then why'd you pick it like that?
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because the Ravens can't beat the fucking Chiefs. The fucking goddamn Bengals have only beat the Chiefs, once? And the fucking Falcons, you think the Falcons are going to beat the Chiefs?
No.
You think the Chargers are going to beat the Chiefs? You think the Saints are going to beat the Chiefs? You think the 49ers are going to beat the Chiefs? They already haven't. They already haven't fucking beaten the Chiefs. And you think the Raiders could steal one. I think maybe they could steal one, but the odds are likely that they're going to get swept. Buccaneers can't beat the Chiefs. The Broncos can't beat the Chiefs.
Hey. We can beat them when it matters.
Bills.
We can beat them when it matters.
Once? You mean once in the Super Bowl? Because Patrick Mahomes had fucking Adam Sandler protecting him.
Shit. Oh, there it is.
Fucking, and then you think the Panthers are gonna beat the Chiefs? You think the Buffalo Bills are gonna beat the Chiefs? No.
No, but it'd be funny.
What about the Browns? The only team I have beating the Chiefs are the goddamn Texans, and I think that's the only team that can beat them in a straight up firefight.
Ugh.
You think the Steelers are gonna beat the Chiefs? Not with how Russell Wilson's playing. So if I just go based on odds for wins, like just the chances of wins, any team can beat any team on a given day. But if I just do like percentage chance, the Chiefs win 16-1.
Well, that's completely different from what I do. I just go by gut feeling most of the time.
I try to go based on like there's some gut feeling to it. Like there's some gut feeling, right? But a lot of times, like I said, if it's just too glaring. If it's, for example, like I've made the Eagles go 15-2. It's not that I think the Eagles are 15-2 good. It's that, well, from a roster standpoint, 1-1, they should win that game. You know, Like I said, this division is my least confident division. So
Okay. Well, with that out of the way, I got the playoff picture now fully complete for me. First seed is the Ravens at 13-4. Second seed is the Chiefs, also at 13-4. Third seed is the Buffalo Bills at 12-5. Fourth seed is the Jags at 11-6. Fifth seed is the Bengals at 12-5. Sixth seed is the Dolphins at 11-6. And seventh seed is the Jets at 10-7.
I actually have the Jets at the 2 seed, the Texans at the 3 seed.
God damn it.
Ravens at the 4 seed. Dolphins is 5. Bengals is 6. Steelers at 7.
Of course, the Steelers still bullshit their way to the playoffs. That's the Steeler way.
Yep.
And that means we are back to the playoffs, baby. And thankfully, I don't have to move my webcam for this. Or our webcams.
All right. Who's winning your matchups? Tell me your 3 matchups and 3 victories.
Here's my matchups. I got the Bengals versus the Jags, so battle of cat teams. The Dolphins versus the Bills, not beating the Bills, versus the Bills. And the Jets versus the Chiefs. And Aaron Rodgers has the opportunity to do the funniest shit ever if that happens.
Please, for me, I don't care if you pick them to go to the Super Bowl, have them beat the Chiefs. That's all I ask.
No. I want. They're going to do
that would be a victory in my book.
Oh shit! The NFC playoffs are not saved for me. So hell, clean slate. We got a clean slate here. Hold on, real quick. We got a clean slate. The AFC playoffs are not picked for me, or the NFC playoffs haven't saved. So we can do a fresh start right here with the playoffs.
Once again, my NFC teams didn't save. So.
Oh.
All I know is that for me, I still think the Lions are going to make the Super Bowl this year.
Okay, well, either way,
so, spoiler. The Lions make it through.
Well, either way, I'm just going to do these real quick.
Okay, rehash your picks.
NFC side, I got the Packers versus Bucks, the Cowboys versus Niners, and the Rams versus Lions. You know how this is going to go. Bucks, 49ers, Lions. AFC side, I got the Bengals, Bills, Jets.
I have the Dolphins upsetting the Ravens.
That'd be a funny upset.
Texans beating the Bengals.
Yeah.
And I have the Jets beating the Steelers. That one's obvious. Russell Wilson, Steelers country, let's weld.
Steelers country, let's weld. All right, next slate. I have the Bengals versus Bills and the Jets versus Ravens. NFC side, I have 49ers versus Lions and Bucks versus Eagles.
I have Dolphins, Chiefs, Jets, Texans.
We already know what happens when the Dolphins go to the Chiefs Stadium in the winter.
Yeah. Dolphins country. That's Dolphin.
Dolphins country. Let's flop.
Oh God.
All right. Well, for me, the picks are obvious. It's Bills and Ravens for AFC. If I can get the correct thing up, for fuck's sake. Bills, Ravens, Lions, Eagles. Perfect slate.
I didn't want to have to do this. In a perfect world, the fucking Chiefs lose and the Jets win. In what I would here's my dream scenario. Here's my dream scenario. This playoffs. We get, even if the Jets sneak into the playoffs, they get all the way to a game with the Chiefs and they beat the Chiefs and Aaron Rodgers becomes the AFC's hero. That's literally the best case scenario for me. Like I don't care if we win if the Jets win the Super Bowl, but Aaron Rodgers beating Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs would make him a national hero overnight. But I'm gonna choose the Texans over the Jets and the Chiefs over the Dolphins.
All right. And that brings us to the championship games. If it works for me. All right. The championship games. Bills, Ravens, Lions, Eagles.
Bills, Ravens. That is the most unrealistic fucking. Who's winning that game? They're ending in a tie. They're tying it. Playoffs can't end in a tie, but they're gonna send both of those teams to the Super Bowl.
Bills,
They'll just
Lions,
combine because
the perfect Super Bowl.
Neither one of those teams. They'll just hand it to the other. They've choked too many times.
Well, either way, I got the Bills winning and the Lions winning. So that makes my Super Bowl championship the Bills and the Lions. Two teams who have never won a Super Bowl before.
I've got myself picking the Chiefs to make the Super Bowl.
We don't need them to three-peat.
If it makes it feel any better, I cannot pick myself to the Chiefs to a three-peat. I think the Lions win the Super Bowl.
So do
Lions,
I.
Lions, I will never consider you guys a division rival again if you make it to the Super Bowl and beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Like, anything bad I said about the Lions in the past will immediately go away if this doomsday scenario happens. If the Chiefs go 16-1 and make it to the Super Bowl, and the Lions go, I think it was 14-3 is what I had them at.
Yeah.
And they go 14-3 and make it to the Super Bowl, and they beat the Chiefs. Like, that would be the greatest thing. I would even buy a Lions jersey. That's how much I would be thankful. I would buy a Jared Goff jersey, maybe, if I had the money at the time, because I'm broke as shit. But I really don't want to choose. Like I said, dream matchup is Jets Chiefs in the AFC Championship, and Rodgers wins that, and then goes on to beat a team, whatever team in the Super Bowl. God forbid the Packers and the fucking Jets meet in the Super Bowl. That would be a nightmare scenario for me. That would be a nightmare scenario. I wouldn't know what to do.
Well, that's it for predictions for this year.
What's our timer? How far
we've got it under an hour, actually.
Even with all those side rants, let's go.
Even with all the side rants going on, we had it under 48 minutes. Meaning the rest of this is going to be news, and we might likely, barring any more rants, we actually might get it under an hour 30, have it be watchable for the first time in ever.
It'll be a lot more watchable in the future.
Yeah. All right.
Let me screen cap. I'm not going to screen cap each individual one, but I will have the AFC and the NFC screen captured and then sent to you, so you can at least see what my predictions are.
Gotcha.
God, it makes me want to throw up every time I see the Chiefs at 16-1.
You picked it. Your fault.
I have good reasoning as to why, because I don't trust any other team to beat the Chiefs besides themselves. Chiefs have to beat themselves because every time the fucking world goes against the Chiefs, they choke. Certainly not picking the goddamn Bills to beat the Chiefs. Fuck you, Josh Allen. I know you didn't make any of the decisions, but fuck you.
What did he do?
He lost 3 times to the goddamn Chiefs in the AFC playoffs. I know Stephon Diggs dropped a guaranteed touchdown last playoffs, so that was not Josh Allen's fault, but still. If it's Aaron Rodgers' fault for losing against the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship game, then it's Josh Allen's fault for losing that game.
Well, that also brings us to the news. I still haven't created a sting for that. Well, first things first.
Let's copyright STS.
First things first, Bucks versus Jags. I did not even watch this game past the second half. Kyle Trask looked decent, but then fell apart. And Mac Jones tore up what was remaining of our secondary.
I was about to say, Mac Jones has made a believer out of a lot of people.
Like, here's the thing about Mac Jones. What happened in New England was not his fault. He got ran over. He got forgotten. He was casted away with nothing to help him out.
Look, I'm going to be totally honest. I think that he could be a starter somewhere else.
Well, definitely he could be a starter. Like, no doubt he could be a starter somewhere else. Like, if you put him in if he got traded to the Raiders or something, you'd know for sure they would have, like, at least got, like, 10 or 11 wins. Easy.
Well, I guess I know why we lost to the Denver Broncos 2-27. I just looked at it. I'm looking up stats of the.
Yeah, hold on. I got the box score for that up real quick. Let me get it.
Bucks and Jags. Let me look at the stats real quick for the Bucks and Jags. 7-20. Kyle Trask. He didn't have a bad game.
Yeah, but here's the thing
Mac
about
Jones balled out. Holy shit.
Yeah, he threw 2 touchdowns.
Game.
He threw 2 touchdowns on us.
Okay, so they didn't play any of their starters.
Yeah, granted.
You guys didn't either. You guys didn't play any.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
starters.
granted, it was against our backup secondary. But still, Mac Jones, he looked the way that we haven't seen in a while.
I mean, I really hope that he works. Like, I really hope that someone gives him a chance because I think that he got absolutely fucked over.
He did. When your offensive coordinator is Joe Judge and Matt Patricia, yeah, offensive coordinators, 2 guys who have never worked offense ever in their careers of coaching.
This is going to be a clip that you can clip this. My 3 most unfortunate quarterbacks, like, that didn't get a chance, that I think are way better than, like, let's say they don't work out. I think that they were either ruined or never got the correct chance. At 3, I would already put Mac Jones up there in the top 3. He's getting a chance now. Why can't I think of his name all of a sudden? Just left my brain. Seahawks quarterback.
Sam Hartman or Geno Smith?
Geno Smith. He got forgotten on the Jets, and his 80% of his career was spent as a backup.
Uh-huh.
And now at age 32, we're supposed to think that he just now got good? No, he spent the majority of his career as a backup when he probably could have started somewhere, you know?
Well, I mean, the unfortunate part about Geno was the fact that his rookie year, a teammate of his and a fellow rookie punched him in the face and broke his jaw, which also led to Ryan Fitzpatrick having the best season of his career with the Jets that year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying that's why I think he's one of the most unfortunate stories at the quarterback position.
Right.
But the number one most miserable, like I just feel nothing but sympathy for, is Tyrod Taylor.
Oh,
Tyrod
yeah,
Taylor.
Tyrod. Here's the thing.
Like, I feel so fucking bad for Tyrod Taylor.
He
Like,
is the NFL's most cursed player. Only he could have lost his starting job by getting a punctured lung from the team doctor.
it is like the more you look at his story, the more fucked up it gets. Like, it just,
Like, upside down horseshoe under a ladder, opened an umbrella indoors. That's the type of luck he had.
yeah. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Look up Geno. Not look up Geno Smith. Look up Tyrod Taylor.
Geno Taylor.
Geno Taylor, Max Smith. But yeah, it just a horrible situation for Tyrod Taylor.
All right, well, that's it for the Bucks, but here's the Broncos. 27-2. You scored a safety and that was it.
Well, the story is the Broncos played their starters and Green Bay didn't.
I mean, y'all made
Michael Pratt and Sean Clifford were our two fucking starting quarterbacks.
Here's the thing. Michael Pratt, I liked him coming out of Tulane. I did. Y'all made him look mediocre. I don't like that.
Yeah, they played Tim Patrick, Greg Dulcich, and Cortland Sutton, and they played Javonte Williams and Bo Nix.
Yeah, and I think I'll say Bo. Apparently, Bo Nix looked very good. Apparently,
we didn't even play Dontavian Wicks, and he would be our number 4 wide receiver. We did not even play our number 4 wide receiver. Malik Heath and Samurai Toure and Emmanuel Wilson and Bo Melton were our main wide receivers.
Mm.
So that, in my head at least, puts a lot of context as to why we looked absolutely putrid. So
yeah,
I'm not even going to talk too much about it.
Yeah, on the bright side, you got one more week of preseason left to gauge out everything else. So
I think the Packers are pretty well done with playing starters. They always do this thing where they figure it out eventually, and that's it. Like they wait till the first 3 or 4 games in the season to get going, which is why I had them losing some easy games that should be easy wins at the beginning of the season. That's kind of.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
yeah.
No longer talking about that. You did want to talk about, for whatever reason, the Steelers. They lost to the They lost to the Bills 3-9. Mitch Trubisky threw 9 for 13 for an interception. Justin Fields, he did nothing apparently.
Yeah. So the biggest thing I wanted to talk about was the previous preseason game as well. As we didn't get to talk about that. Justin Fields looked pretty decent, and in the previous one as well, the Bills-Steelers. This single-handedly made me want to go and give the Steelers their first losing season. Because they've handed Russell Wilson the starting position, and his own fans were booing him, chanting Justin Fields' name. That's how bad it was.
Here's the thing with those two quarterbacks. You reach in, you're going to pull out shit no matter what. Justin
Fields looked way better than Russell Wilson.
For the past few years, he's always looked good in the preseason. Once the regular season hits, he turns into a plastic bag in the wind.
I mean, you could make that argument. You also have the Ohio State blinders on, so.
Well, that's legitimate, but still, every single year, he has a great preseason, looks very good. Oh, look, he can run. Yeah, look at that, he can run. Well, you also got to throw, buddy.
If you look at some of his highlights,
his highlights are from like 2 or 3 plays a season.
You know what? For our intro, I'm gonna have you replace the.
Not happening.
Have you
freeze right there.
The intro for an Ohio State.
No, freeze.
quarterback compilation.
No, not doing that. No.
I think my new favorite team is Ohio State. I think I'm going to make my entire personality about Ohio State now.
So you're going to be loud, bombastic, and a pain in the ass blowhard. Gotcha.
We're going all the way this year, right? Going all the way.
We're going all the way this year, right? Apparently, you came from Australia and you're just losing the accent.
I can just imagine an
To be fair, Cameron Johnston went to Ohio State and he's from Australia, so
this is my Australian Ohioan impression. We're gonna win the playoff game, right?
Michigan cheated. We should have gotten to the playoff this year. Michigan cheated. We should have gotten to the Big Ten championship game, not them. All right. Anyways. All right, but that brings us.
The Bills are going to be pretty good this year. Their quarterback room is Mitch Trubisky and Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci is going to be MVP. All right, but anyways, with that out of the way, new report from the Bucs. Graham Barton has officially won the center job. He beat out Robert Hainsey.
I don't know who Hainsey is.
We drafted him in the third round a couple of years ago as a def lineman. Then he had to replace Ryan Jensen when he tore his ACL. And he's been our starting center ever since because Jensen hasn't been able to get it back on the field. So we drafted Barton in the first round this year, and the coaching staff thinks he did well enough to take the starting job.
Another thing that I would like to talk about is apparently the Jets are struggling in practice with Rodgers. They say their offense is inept. I think Rodgers is going to stay in the NFL for 2 years. This year and next year. I think they're going to fire their head coach. I think Robert Saleh gets canned. Robert Salad. I think he's going to get canned at the end of the year.
That depends on the Jets' status.
Say they get in as the 7th seed and they lose in the first round as a 7th seed. He still gets fired. In my opinion.
Okay.
I think if they get in as a 4 seed and like take a team to late in the fourth quarter where they're battling for a win, he maybe could stay. But I think that he is on a severe hot seat.
Well, yeah, no doubt he's on the hot seat. He has to either make the playoffs and win a playoff game, and that's it. That's all he has. That's all he can do to save his job. All right.
Yeah, I think that's about it for news for me.
All right, well, I'm going to move on. I got 4 things from ESPN here.
All right.
Damn it. It keeps gray boxing, but there we go. All right. First things first. Tua called out Brian Flores during his coaching tenure.
Oh, I saw that. I think that's a pretty fair call out too, to be honest.
All right, so here's what it is. This was the quote he gave in an interview with the Don LeBattard show. To put it in simplest terms, if you woke up every morning and I told you that you suck at what you did, that you don't belong doing what you do, and you shouldn't be here, that this guy should be here, and that you haven't earned this right, then you have somebody else come to tell you, dude, you're the best fit for this, he said in the interview. How would it make you feel listening to one or the other? See what I'm saying? And then you hear it. No matter what it is, the good or the bad, you hear more and more until you start to believe that. I don't care who you are. You could be the President of the United States. You have a terrible person telling you things that you don't want to hear or probably shouldn't be hearing. You're going to start believing about yourself. And so that's the sort of thing that ended up happening. It's basically been the 2 years of training that out of not just me, but a couple of other guys as well that have been here my rookie year all the way till now. That's the entire quote from that interview.
Honestly, I think that the reason why Flores, because I thought it was really dumb that they fired him after being so successful.
Like, trust me, I think it was stupid for the fact that they fired him. Like, he went 10-6. His problem was that he couldn't commit to one quarterback. If he started Ryan Fitzpatrick that entire year, they probably would have won one more game and made the playoffs.
I would agree. I also would say, though, that there's a lot of smoke coming from like him not being a very good locker room guy. And he's also a defensive-minded coach, and they jumped on. He's from the McDaniels is the better coach.
He's from the Bill Belichick tree, so he's going to be a hard ass. You know that for sure.
I just don't think that works anymore in the NFL.
Well, I know, but the fact that they went 10-6 his second year after they went 5-11 the previous year, like, they had something going. But if Brian Flores was like that to his players, like, that's beyond hard ass. That's like telling them you're not good enough, get the hell out.
Yeah, and I actually was like, I don't normally look in. You have to show evidence, and Flores, I think he's still suing the NFL for discrimination.
He's still suing the NFL for discrimination. I
believed him at first. I thought that there might actually have been some substance to it.
Yeah, at first it was like way out of nowhere. Like
stuff.
When it first came out, it was like out of nowhere. So I was like, well, maybe like, and I don't want to say it was. I don't also want to say that it was like in tune with the times, but 2020, a lot of shit happened. So
I think the owners just knew what was going on behind the scenes, and they chose Tua and their young guys over Flores, and they got a guy in there that they thought could unlock Tua's potential, and they got Tyreek Hill in the building and built this speed-based offense. And I mean, it speaks for itself. I think that already the Dolphins are just a more fun team to watch, but they also, I think, are. I want to say they're one of the best chemistry-based teams. They're really they seem like they have a bunch of fun together.
Their offense is clicking. Whenever they're going, and good luck trying to stop it. The problem they have on offense is that sometimes they can never really get there for whatever reason. Whether it's their offense getting stymied by a better defense or if it's just the cold, but
I think that one thing that will be an Achilles for them is teams like the Chiefs and hell, even the Buccaneers with Vita Vea. And in the same vein, I chose Green Bay because Green Bay's got some. They know how to play physical defense. When Green Bay's playing physical defense, that they're at their best, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the physical style, the physical brand of defense is the Achilles heel to the Dolphins because they have speed, but they don't have a lot of strength at the skill position or the offensive line position. And, they're built off of speed.
Yeah, they're slowly becoming a military academy football team. Soon they're going to just be running all the guys who are just the fastest and running the option and, are too extreme, but that's kind of what it's giving me vibes of. Like, they're just picking the fastest guys available. And that can work, but...
A little sub question for this. Well, not exactly related to this, but the Dolphins have had a couple of good rookies come through their preseason this year. Who do you think is winning Rookie of the Year?
Jaden Daniels, without a question.
I actually think that's a pretty good guess. I think he's had the best preseason out of any of the players thus far.
Again, I'm standing by it. He's going to be the next best thing to happen with the NFL. He's going to be the next best thing.
I think he's got the most to prove because of Caleb Williams going before him. And he might have the best or the second best situation going in. Probably the best because the Bears here's a news story. Did you see that is it Keenan Allen who went to the
Yes.
Yes, Keenan Allen. He's fat. He's overweight.
Well, I know. I don't know whether that was taking
Well,
out of. Well,
it's not me, but
I don't know whether I don't know whether it just looks like it because of the angle of the photo and the low quality, but it looked like his legs and stomach was like one entire cylindrical shape.
like I said, I don't know the validity to it, but if it's true, like I said that they had the best situation for a rookie quarterback. If not, then I would take Scary Terry and in that offense over.
I don't think Curtis Samuel's
Bears.
there anymore, though.
Who is their number? Let me actually look at that real quick.
Yeah, I think Curtis Samuel.
Just out of curiosity.
Wait, I think Curtis Samuel went to the Bills, actually. He might have.
Let's see. Wide receiver. Ooh. Jahan Dotson is their second best. De'Ami Brown and Jameson.
Jahan Dotson. Okay, they drafted him a couple of years ago. But yeah, look up Curtis Samuel. Look up Curtis Samuel real quick. Did he go to the Bills? I think he did.
He went. Yeah.
Ha!
So does Valdez-Scantling. What a fucking wide receiver room.
Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, MVS, and Keon Coleman.
Dude, you know, it really fucking tickles me when people fucking said that Aaron Rodgers had enough weapons when he had Devontae Adams, fucking what's his name? What's the goddamn tight end? I can't remember his name.
Robert Kraft?
No, Robert Tonyan.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know why.
So they had.
I said Robert
Tucker
Kraft.
is Robert Tonyan. Robert Tonyan has done nothing post.
Robert Kraft
has done nothing.
Robert Kraft is the owner of the Patriots, I think.
Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers had Alan Lazard, the shell of Randall Cobb, MVS, and Geronimo Allison as his options for number 2 wide receiver.
And I think I know I saw it in the Monday Night Football. Geronimo Allison got rocked, and I haven't seen him since.
And I haven't seen him since either. I don't even know what he's doing. I hope he's doing good, though. I actually liked him. He was my favorite of all of those wide receivers I just named. And then had Robert Tonyan.
His first name's Geronimo. What's not to like about that?
And then Mercedes Lewis. And that was Rodgers' receiving core. And so everybody's like, how does Rodgers play good all year with Devontae Adams, then go against the 49ers? It's because the 49ers have an elite defense. And when you have one wide receiver to go against the entirety of the team, they could just double or triple him and single coverage the other guys. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it makes no sense. And then Marquez Valdez-Scantling goes to the Chiefs, and that's the number 2 wide receiver for the Chiefs, or number 1, and they're like, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have enough help. Valdez-Scantling sucks. I'm like, oh, would you look at that?
All right, well, moving on. This is new. Commanders have officially named Jaden Daniels their starting quarterback.
Who
Took him long
are they
enough.
going to start? Who's okay? I know it's probably going to be what's his face? Seattle. Seattle has Howell now.
Yeah, I said Sam Hartman. It was Sam Howell, not Sam Hartman, and Sam Hartman is with the Commanders, actually. So they drafted Jaden Daniels and Sam Hartman, and I don't know who else they had on that roster besides those two quarterbacks. Oh, yeah, and they signed Marcus Mariota. So those were your three quarterbacks available. But yeah, definitely if he starts all 17 games and does well, he could win Rookie of the Year. And I'm completely fine with that. As long as it's not Caleb
Williams.
Williams.
I think it's gonna be him or Harrison. I think. More than likely.
We know it's not going to be JJ McCarthy anymore.
I feel so sick for Vikings fans, dude.
Like, here's
As
the
a
thing.
Packers fan,
I talk my shit
you
about
never
the
wanted to go
Vikings.
like
Like,
that.
I talk shit about them being frauds in 2022, like, and all that. And it was warranted to a point. But at the same time, you gotta feel bad whenever something like that happens.
Oh yeah. And the thing is like it would be one thing for like last year. I felt bad for them. What happened to Kirk Cousins? But Kirk Cousins has had his career. Like he's had years, right?
Kirk Cousins' agent, I'm pretty sure, was a bank robber in a previous life. If reincarnations exist, his agent was a bank robber.
Damn good one too.
Damn good one too. All that money
But
for like 2 playoff wins.
But imagine you're JJ McCarthy. There's people like I've seen a couple Packers fans come out and say like, "Oh, look what happened to the Vikings." It's like, what happens if last year Jordan Love in the preseason gets his
I'm
chance
sorry,
to start?
but we can't always be blessed with having a franchise QB back to back to back.
Well, no, but imagine Jordan Love goes out there. He's about to get his start finally, and he gets hurt with a season-ending injury. It's like, you know how devastating that would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
From not just on a personal level, but from a team level, and possibly a career level. Like,
well, I mean,
JJ McCarthy is losing a year of development.
A torn meniscus is not the worst injury he could have had.
It's not the worst, but it's season-ending. You lose a year of development, and I feel bad. You know, I feel really bad for him.
Well, moving on. This next story. This is from ESPN Plus. It's the floor and ceilings for all the teams in the NFL. I'm just gonna scroll down to our teams. Let's see. Green Bay is right here. Here's what they got for that. Here's what they got for your guys. For you guys, rather. Your ceiling is going to be 12-5, according to these guys. Your floor is 7-10. Oh, and by the way, I think the way they did this was by simulating each season 1,000 times and like averaging it. I probably wouldn't be surprised if they used Madden, but that's what they're doing.
The only way we would go 7-10 is some major injury, catastrophic injury.
Anyways, here's what they wrote for this. Your biggest X factor is Josh Dobbs. Or Josh Jacobs, rather. Sorry.
Josh Dobbs? I was about to say, I was like, what?
No, not the Pastronaut. He burned up on re-entry and never to be seen again. But here's what they wrote for you. Because this is usually on the defense, and the defense almost never lives up to the challenge, hence the Packers being on their third defensive coordinator in the past 6 seasons, maybe it's worth considering that the difference between good and great for this team is whether Jacobs can have the kind of impact Aaron Jones had when healthy. Jacobs' age, 26 compared to Jones' 29, and durability are among the reasons Green Bay made a change at running back, and he has big shoes to fill. That's what they wrote for you. Do you agree?
I would say I agree, but the thing that really is gonna determine stuff is whether we can keep our offensive line healthy. That's kind of been a thing that's ailed us even since the Aaron Rodgers days. Remember, we had Brian Bulaga and Elton Jenkins and obviously Bakhtiari.
Okay.
Well, now we had Zach Tom, who was injured all last season as well, and it's like.
Plus, he has 2 first names, so.
Yes.
Okay, but
it's like it's really more of an offensive line health issue for me.
Yeah. All right, so I got back to the top here. I thought it was 1,000 simulations. It said FBI projected win totals for every team based on 20,000 season simulations performed by ESPN Stats and Info Team. So, not Madden, but 20,000 simulations. That is a lot.
Just like the simulations. All right, what's the Buccaneers?
All right, here we go. Swapping down to Tampa Bay. Now that's just disrespectful. Our ceiling for them is 10-7. Our floor is 5-12.
Yeah, I did this right on. I had them.
You
going
shut up.
8-9.
You shut up. You know that's not true.
You had them going 13-4.
12-5. Realistically, we go 11-6. I'm just doing 12-5 because I wanted us to have an extra win. But, anyways, here's what they have.
Realistically, he says.
They said our biggest X factor is new faces on the defense. And here's what they wrote. Outside linebacker Shaquille Barrett, inside linebacker Devin White, and cornerback Carlton Davis III have all been fixtures on the Bucs defense the last 5 or more years, but they are now gone. The writing was on the wall for these 3, but did the team fill those spots with the necessary players to not only maintain last year's standard but improve? Bucs fans got a sneak peek at what KJ Britt, who steps in for White, and Zy McCollum, who steps in for Davis, could do last year. But there's a lot of unknowns at edge rusher, with Joe Tryon-Shoyinka having yet to be the next step and no good idea of what to expect out of second-round pick Chris Braswell. After all, pass rush was a key difference in Tampa Bay's playoff loss against the Lions. All right, they have a point about the pass rush. We only have Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. I almost said Logan Ryan, but that's not it. Logan Hall, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, Logan Hall, Anthony Nelson, Chris Braswell, and Cam Gill. Those are the only 5 pass rushers I know by name. Oh, and Jose Ramirez. He had 3 sacks against the Jaguars last preseason game, but they do have a point with the fact that our pass rush was not the best. Does that warrant us having a low floor of 5-12? No.
I mean, I hate to say this, but it all comes down to the offensive line, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, here's our offensive line. Here's our offensive and defensive.
Your offensive line, like last year, you couldn't keep Baker clean, and your running game was terrible.
Here's our offensive line, though. Tristan Wirfs, left tackle. Left guard, Brad Brenson. Well, hold on. Last year, not this year, last year. Tristan Wirfs, I think it was Cody Mock for the left guard position. Robert Hainsey, some bum off the street that we benched for Brandon Waldron or something like that, and Luke Gadecki. Tristan and Gadecki, decent enough. Robert Hainsey, he couldn't run block to save his life, but he was good at pass blocking. Cody Mock had a lot of growing pains. And, again, we got the right guard benched, basically. So, yeah, we couldn't run the ball to save our lives. But we never have been able to run the ball anyways, so it wasn't really a new problem.
Imagine, though, the thing is Baker works amazing out of play action.
Yes, he does.
Amazing. So, I would say, I would actually agree with you, 12-5 could be their ceiling if they get a run game. Well, they get a run game, their offense could open in ways that it hasn't, even in the Brady era. Like, they could be better than the Brady era offense.
Like, even then,
if they ran the ball. Our
offensive line now, we still got Wirfs and Gadecki at tackle. Cody Mock is still starting, but I expect him to improve. Center is now Graham Barton. And our guard is Brad Brenson, who we brought in for free agency. It was between him and Sua Opeta, but Brad Brenson won it after Sua Opeta tore his ACL in training camp. So, yeah, I agree with them as far as our pass rush concerns. As far as our pass rush is concerned, like, we don't have the best players available. But Shaq Barrett tore his Achilles. He was not the best, coming out of it. They're completely ignoring the fact that Yaya Diaby is on the field. He had 8 sacks last year. Jose Ramirez, he's looking good this preseason, and he's a 6th-round draft pick out of last year. And I have hope that Chris Braswell can do well. Alabama pass rushers, they have a tendency to light it up at certain points during the season. Just look at Will Anderson.
Yeah, I definitely think that they it'll come down to their lines for sure.
Who knows? Maybe we trade for somebody mid-season. That'd be amazing.
What's their ceiling and floor, just to see how accurate they are? What's their floor and ceiling for the Patriots?
The Patriots?
And the Giants.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me look real quick. Let's see. Patriots. All right, we'll go with Giants first because this is alphabetical order. Oh, wait, never mind. New. Okay. Their ceiling's 10 and 7 and 10. Their floor's 13 and 4. This is for the Patriots.
You mean 4 and 13?
No, 3 and 14.
Okay.
That's for New England. And for the New York Jets, scroll down here. Or not.
Why is it Giants?
I meant Giants, sorry. Okay, a little bit better. Their Their ceiling is 9 and 8. Their floor is 4 and 13. So, kind of
after that last preseason game with Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
I think it's looking more like
looking more like 4 and 13.
Is looking, 2 and 15. My record for him looking pretty good right now. It's looking pretty generous after watching Daniel Jones throw a pick 6 in the preseason.
Yeah. All right, I got one more thing of news here. This is from ESPN's Ryan McGee. If you don't know who Ryan McGee is, he always does preseason stuff for college football. And every week, he puts out a bottom 10 for college football teams. And apparently, he saw fit to put Michigan in here for whatever reason.
Bottom 10.
In his bottom 10. 2024 preseason bottom 10. Michigan goes from national champ to our list. How does that happen, sir? Well, let's read and find out. So, you got your usual suspects here. First you got Kennesaw State, who is freshly coming into the FCS. Not a whole lot of expectations there. ULM second, Monroe, University of Louisiana Monroe. Kent State's third, Akron's fourth. All the normal bottom feeders. Then you get to number 5 on the list. You get the number 5 on the list here, and it's Michigan. He spelt it exactly like that, which I think is yeesh and Michigan mixed. He said, apparently it wasn't enough for the Wolverines to win the national title or even to dominate the box office alongside Deadpool. Instead, Go Blue has decided to go all in on a public thumbing of their collective big house noses at the NCAA. Whether it be departed head coach Jim Harbaugh at the news conference podium in Los Angeles, or the decision to finally invite him back for the season opener after he'd been handed a show cause by the folks in Indianapolis. I'm no expert on thumbing one's nose, but I am a bit of an expert on a Wolverine, and no one should ever thumb their nose using adamantium claws. So basically, this dude put Michigan on here because fuck you. That's why.
Out of spite, yeah.
This dude went full. This man put Michigan on here out of spite.
He's got your type of spite for Ohio State.
We all know we never see Ohio State on this list, not because they're good, but because this guy's probably an OSU fan. No, I have no idea what Ryan McGee is alignment-wise for sports, but knowing a lot of media attention for Ohio State, I kind of got to go with the usual bias that most of them have. All right, but continuing on this list.
My last thing before we...
I'm going to finish up this list real quick.
All right, go ahead.
Number 6, he has UMass, labeled as UMess. Temple of Doom, so right. Temple University at 7. UTEPID at number 8. Number 9 has Ball State, but he has it down as Baller State. And number 10, he has Georgia State. And for the waiting list on his list, he has the following. He has the Charlotte 49ers, Charlotte 39ers, ECU, the Buffalo Bulls, Sam Houston, we have a
ECU.
problem. FA Tech. That's not Florida Tech. I know that's not it. Oh, Louisiana Tech. Okay. About to say, he had it listed as Fa La 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 Tech. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? But no, LA, Louisiana Tech. So he also has New Mexico and New Mexico State on there, UConn, and then a bunch of others. But that's basically it. Anyways, for your last bit of news.
I don't actually know how close we are to the MLB playoffs.
We're relatively close. We only have a month
We're
to go until
relatively
September.
close. I was about to say, who do you got winning the World Series this year?
As long as it's not the Yankees or the Dodgers.
Brewers, Phillies.
Hold on, I actually do want to.
Dodgers,
I do want to say
Padres.
something about the Tigers real quick. We're 61 and 64. I know we're not going to make the playoffs. I know this, but at least can we end it on a high note by at least getting a winning record, please? Or at the very least 500.
What's their last 5?
Our
6
last
and 4. Hey,
yeah.
last 10.
Shit.
Orioles, can we win our division, please? We're pretty much tied with the Yankees.
Yeah,
we
do not want the
Please.
Yankees back in the World Series. I need Aaron Judge to just not exist anymore. I'm tired of seeing every headline just be about him every time I go on MLB. Like,
okay, and for all those people that are like, "How are you a Packers fan and a Duke Blue Devils fan?" I was born in North Carolina, got family in Wisconsin, became an Aaron Rodgers fan. Right, that's how I'm a Packers fan. Reason why I'm a Baltimore Orioles fan is 1, they're the closest team to North Carolina, and 2, when I was in T-ball, my first team were the Orioles. And I spent 5 years on a fucking team that was called the Orioles as a fucking little leaguer.
All right, do us all a favor. Google Baltimore to wherever you live in Florida, then Google or North Carolina rather. Well, you're in Florida now, but you were born in North Carolina. Do us all a favor. Measure the difference from Baltimore to wherever you lived in North Carolina. Then measure the distance between Atlanta and North Carolina. Which one's closer? Like, which one's actually closer? Because I think, in my head, Atlanta's closer. Also,
No, it's actually I'm right.
Huh?
Because I was in northeastern North Carolina.
Okay.
Up in the up.
Can we get a mile? Can we get a miles?
Area.
Can we get a miles distance?
So to Atlanta, 392.6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, and to Baltimore, it's 324 miles.
All right, so they're both relatively. They're both relatively.
It's close. It's really
close, but okay. But you're not the only one with the weird. You're not the only one with weird sports fandom. I'm a Tampa Bay fan. Again, I explained this before. I'm a Tampa Bay fan because I just saw their logo when I was 8, and it's stuck ever since.
AKA, he likes Tom Brady and likes to glaze his donut.
Goodbye, everybody. No, that's not the reason. Like, I legitimately saw the logo when I was 8, and I was like, ooh, yeah. Like, I had the exact same reaction when I saw the Jets logo, and I was like, ooh, I like that. But,
to be fair, me and you kind of have similar things. You saw their logo and became a fan. I saw Aaron Rodgers play and Clay Matthews play in one game, and I was like, fuck yeah, I like these two guys.
All right, but football is concerned, that's it. Basketball, I'm a Thunder fan because I live in Oklahoma. That's easy. But for hockey and for baseball, I'm a Detroit fan through and through. Tigers and Red Wings, perfect. And that's because most of my family comes from Michigan. That's it. Like, all my family is actually, hell, a good 3/4 of my family came from the north. About half of them were from Michigan, and that's where my immediate family all resides.
My family is all from Wisconsin, North Carolina, or Iowa.
Like, if you do the Michigan hand method, they're like right here almost, like right here. But either way, like, that's the reason why I have my own. That's the reason why I have my weird mix of sports allegiances. But
the only reason I'm not a diehard Carolina Panthers fan is because they have UNC blue.
Yeah,
as their primary color.
Yeah. We're just rehashing what we said in the first episode, but making it more clear.
I know.
But
because we have extra time.
Yeah.
Or,
I'll say we're 5 minutes over a minute 30. So
we've only been doing it for a minute and 30 seconds. Time flies.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I got no more news. Our predictions are done. Anything else you want to say?
Next week we probably won't go for as long, but
well, definitely not as long because it's just going to be, with the season coming around the corner. I think we just start doing we'll just do our week 1 picks
our
or
stories and
pick 'em stories and whatever bullshit we think of in the meantime.
We could also maybe do like MVP predictions or something.
Yeah, that's
like that.
true.
Like comeback player of the year predictions. Who's gonna throw the most interceptions?
Yeah, and of course we also, news is always going to be a thing, so.
Yeah, and news will always be a thing. Unless it has to do with the Buccaneers, then we'll just ignore it.
Fuck you, you stinky Gouda cheese looking motherfucker.
Gouda cheese? I'm more of a cheddar. I'm more of a strong cheddar. Sharp cheddar.
Strong cheddar, no. Sharp, you're too rounded to have any corners to you.
Look, you can't see it right now, but you'll see it in the recording. I
can see
look
it right now.
Grated cheddar cheese. Look right here. I'm
you want to talk about
balding.
hairlines? This is Jack Nicholson. You want to talk about hairlines? You can't see it, but this is Jack Nicholson. Like, look at this. Actually, hold on. Actually, can see you. Hold on. Let me turn this back on. There. But just look in Discord. This is sharp, okay? This hairline is sharp.
All I see is buffering. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if it's my side or your side. It's
both of our sides. It's just not working. Either way, you'll see it. Now my hair is all a mess.
I will see it.
All right, but anyways, that's it. It was your episode to introduce. You take it away.
All right. If you liked it, like the video. If you disliked it, dislike it. Subscribe to SDS.
Don't dislike it. I need YouTube algorithm, please.
Hey, any interaction's interaction. Type Ligma in the comments, and we'll see you guys next week.
Do not type Ligma in the comments.